You've been standing on a shore for what feels like 40 years, haven't you? Waiting for a ship to arrive. A very specific ship. It's the one carrying a single precious piece of cargo, an apology. You know its dimensions, the weight of the words it carries, the exact tone of voice it must be delivered in. You've rehearsed the scene 1,000 times in the theater of your mind. The arrival, the unloading of the words, "I'm sorry," and the wave of relief that would finally wash over you, cleansing the entire coastline of your soul. You wait. The sun rises and sets. The tides of your own life ebb and flow, but your eyes remain fixed on that empty horizon. And there is a profound ache in this waiting, a unique kind of paralysis. It's the feeling that your life is a story paused on a single page, waiting for another character to come and write the line that will allow you to turn it. This feeling, this hollow ache of injustice, you have been told it is a weakness, a neediness, a refusal to move on. You have been told to forget, to forgive, to be the bigger person. But what if I were to tell you that this ache, this stubborn, patient vigil, is not a sign of your brokenness? What if it is, in fact, a symptom of your profound clarity? What if this inability to simply get over it is the sign of a spirit that refuses to accept a counterfeit reality? You are not stuck because you are weak. You are waiting because you have an incorruptible sense of cosmic balance. You feel the universe is out of tune, that a note was played incorrectly, and your entire being is vibrating with the discord of that single unresolved chord. The problem is not your hearing. The problem is the song. You see, you are trying to balance an equation with a person who doesn't believe in mathematics. You are a musician trying to find harmony with someone who is tone deaf. The society we've constructed is a grand, elaborate play. And in this play, the vast majority of actors are concerned with one thing and one thing only: the integrity of their own performance. Their character must remain heroic, or at the very least justified. An apology to them is not a bridge built between two souls. It is a crack in the mask. It is an admission that the script they have written for themselves is a work of fiction. To apologize is to admit they were the villain, even for a moment, and their ego, this fragile, terrified actor, simply cannot bear to be seen in that lighting. Their entire psychological architecture is built on a foundation of self-preservation. They have constructed a fortress around their self-image, and the mortar is made of justifications, rationalizations, and the convenient forgetting of uncomfortable truths. When you come to them asking for an apology, you are not asking for a simple string of words. You are asking them to take a sledgehammer to their own foundation. You are asking them to step out of the costume they have worn for decades, to stand naked on the stage, and to admit that the play was a lie. And for most people, the terror of that nakedness is far greater than the value of your piece. So they will change the subject. They will rewrite history. They will tell you that you misunderstood, that you are too sensitive, that it was for your own good. They will perform 1,000 mental acrobatics to avoid uttering the two simple words that would set you free, because those same two words would imprison them in a truth they cannot face. Your exhaustion, then, does not come from the original wound. It comes from the monumental, soul-crushing effort of trying to convince someone to see a reality they are biologically and psychologically programmed to deny. You are holding up a mirror, and they are screaming that the mirror is broken. And this is where the great turning point lies. This is the moment of liberation. You have been waiting for them to validate your pain. That is the core of it all. You believe your suffering is not quite real until it has been acknowledged by the one who caused it. It's like a tree falling in the forest. You feel that the sound it made doesn't count until the person who chopped it down admits to hearing it. But the truth, the deep and earth-shattering truth, is that your pain is real because you feel it. It requires no cosigner. It needs no external verification. Your feeling is the entire universe experiencing that event, and it is, in and of itself, a complete and total truth. That feeling of being stuck, that endless waiting, is not a prison they have locked you in. It is a waiting room you have chosen to sit in. The door has never been locked. You have the key. You have always had the key. The reframe, the grand awakening, is to stop seeing the apology as the medicine. The apology was never the medicine. The medicine is your own realization that you don't need one. Think of it as a debt. You feel they owe you. They have taken something from you, your trust, your peace, your time, and they have left an IOU. You spend your days as a debt collector, mentally knocking on their door, checking your mail, waiting for them to pay you back. But they have declared a moral bankruptcy they will never admit to. They have no intention of paying. Your freedom comes not when they pay the debt, but when you forgive it. And this is crucial. You are not forgiving the debt for their sake. You are not letting them get away with it. You are canceling it for your own sake. You are releasing yourself from the thankless, draining, and ultimately pointless job of being their creditor. You are closing your ledger, not because the accounts are balanced, but because you have decided you are no longer in the banking business. You are freeing up all the energy you spent on collections and reinvesting it into the only enterprise that matters, your own life. The moment you declare their debt null and void, the chains don't fall from them, they fall from you. Or see it as a story. You have cast them as a crucial character who must deliver a specific line to move the plot forward. But they have forgotten their line. They have wandered off stage. They have left the theater entirely. And you are standing there, under the spotlight, waiting. The audience is getting restless. The play has stalled. The liberation is the realization that you are not just an actor in this play, you are the playwright. You can write them out of the script. You can start a new scene. You can begin a new act. Their line was never as important as you thought it was. It was one piece of dialogue in a sprawling, epic narrative that is your life. Pick up the pen. Write the next page. Let their character fade into the background as you introduce new ones, new settings, new adventures. You are the author of your own story, and you do not need permission from a minor character from Chapter 3 to write Chapter 40. This clarity, this newfound sovereignty, will feel strange at first. It will feel lonely. When you stop participating in the drama of waiting, you remove yourself from a very common human game. Others, who are still deep in the game, still waiting for their own ships, may not understand you. They might see your peace as coldness, your detachment as a lack of caring. You will see people everywhere locked in these silent contracts of resentment, waiting for apologies from parents, from ex-lovers, from friends who have long since disappeared. You will feel a deep compassion for them, but you will also recognize that you can no longer join them in the waiting room. You have walked out into the fresh air. This is not the loneliness of isolation. It is the solitude of integrity. It is the quiet dignity of someone who has chosen to honor their own reality above the need for another's validation. And so, a new quiet settles in. The space in your mind that was once occupied by replaying old hurts, by composing imaginary speeches, by scanning the horizon for that phantom ship, it becomes empty. At first, this emptiness might be unsettling. It's the silence after a loud machine has been turned off. But then you begin to notice what can grow in that silence: peace, presence, the ability to taste your coffee, to feel the sun on your skin, to hear the music playing on the radio, not as a distraction from the waiting, but as the very substance of your life. You stop fighting the current of what is, hoping it will flow backward and change the past. You learn to swim with it. You realize that you are not a victim of the river. You are the river. The scar from the original wound may always be there. It is a part of your topography now, a map of where you have been. But it no longer aches. It no longer dictates your weather. It is simply a part of the landscape of you, a testament to a battle you survived not by winning a surrender from your opponent, but by declaring your own unilateral peace. You have taken back the power. You have realized that closure is not something someone else gives you. It is something you grant yourself. So the next time you feel that old familiar pang, the urge to check their profile, to wonder if they ever think of you, to feel the sting of the injustice, do not fight it. Do not shame yourself for it. Simply observe it. See it for what it is, an echo from an old room you no longer live in, a phantom limb that sometimes tingles. Acknowledge it with a quiet nod, as you would an old acquaintance on the street, and then gently bring your attention back to now, to your breath, to the chair you are sitting in, to the life that is waiting, not for an apology, but for you to fully inhabit it. The ship was never coming, and that, you will find, is the best news you have ever received, because it means you are finally free to leave the shore.